Dude, you look like John Lennon, but like with a fucking bigger,
a bigger dick. Sick, dude. Sick, dude.
The ShedCast. Brought to you by Alien Entourage and the Riverside culture.
Who looks like Rob Snyder?
Chris Kattan.
Could we turn off the heater in here? It's fucking blazing. It's like a
Mikey's-
goddamn
No,
sauna.
yeah, I
It's
didn't
like,
say you had to-
it's toasty. It's
see
too
it, I'm
warm.
sorry.
It's like I'm starting to schwitz.
You're about to fucking shit.
So you're saying, what's his name?
There's a chance. What?
The guys want some cookies. That's the guy.
You got cookies?
No, who's that? Who's the guy that's opposite Will Ferrell and
That's
Roxanne?
That's Chris Kattan.
Oh, Chris Kattan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what. But he does that in that movie. What's it when he's the mob boss's son? Pee Wee something.
Pee Wee's
Oh.
Playhouse.
In no.
The guys want some cookies.
Yeah. What the fuck is that movie? It's not Pee Wee's.
It's something like some
Pee Wee
similar.
Reese.
No, it's like Perry's something. He's like the weird son that's not in the mob, but then he has to be, right? To like save the family business.
Yeah, kind of. And then he goes like, "Oh shit, that was my bad. That I don't know why that was turned up like that."
Whoa.
I liked Corky Romano.
Corky Romano.
Corky, that's what it was.
That's what it's
Corky
called? That's the one.
Romano.
Yeah.
Corky Romano.
That's the one, dude.
You're thinking of fucking Snow Dogs. I am.
I liked Corky Romano. I thought that was. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if it holds up now, but
That's what he
as a
says
kid,
that.
I thought it was funny.
That's what he goes. You guys want some cookies? And that when he does that, he dresses up as the
Oh,
Girl
right,
Scout.
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right with the fucking hairy legs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That is good. You got Corky?
He's not. He's mostly known for the Saturday Night Live thing, I think.
Oh yeah, that's where Night of the Roxbury started, I think, right?
Yeah, when they're in the car.
Saturday Night Live. That's kind of
they
cool to
say.
bring a
And
sketch
he's
into
with-
turn a sketch to a
He's
movie.
employee number 3 in Rogan's show,
What show?
News Radio,
Oh, no
with
shit.
that bad bitch. What's her name?
Kelly Clarkson.
Nah,
Yes.
Maura Tierney.
You're thinking of Avril Lavigne?
This girl.
You're thinking of Pink.
I'm talking about that guy.
You're thinking of that guy.
You don't know this girl?
Yeah, I do.
Bernstein jerked
She's
off
the one
this
that
girl
gets
before.
hit by the truck and signs or something.
Maybe. It might hold
Checks
up.
out.
Yeah, that sounds pretty legit. Yeah, she played the cat that got hit in Pet Cemetery.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Is she still getting residuals for that?
I believe they call it royalties, but
Residual. What would be a residual?
it's
Like
probably
exactly.
it's residual income. If it would make sense. Royalties would be an example of a residual income.
Yeah, so
Okay.
don't fucking try that.
It's like
Nah,
a square
but-
and a rectangle kind of deal.
No, but you got to use it correctly though. You
Yeah.
can't call a square rectangle,
Yeah, exactly. But you also
but you can't call a rectangle square. So you got to use it
no,
correctly.
other way around.
No,
You
you
got-
gotta
well, you
mix
just said it
up.
exactly
Oh,
backwards.
yeah.
you
You
got
know
to
what
say
I
it
mean,
correctly.
dude. See, I'm testing you, dude.
You had it, though.
Anybody
Making
want a
sure
tree?
you're on point.
Tree,
That's it.
Nah,
tree.
I'm about to smoke a cigarette. A couple pulls.
Don't trick me. This is
And
not
then
a
out of
7,
it.
9.5, is it?
No.
6 and 9, dude. I was fine.
Dude, he
dude.
fucking
I
no.
stopped doing the 9.5.
No, what he did was I know what happened was he took the pouch, he opened it,
And poured more
put
in.
3 more into it, and
Made it a 9.
then I
You can't
no, it
have
was a
that
6.
raw.
Remember there were
That's a-
6s.
that's
He
a
made it an
prank.
18.
Oh, that's what it was. I made an 18.
You
Yeah, and then
can't
Mikey
get that
passed
raw
out.
crystal on your inside of your
I
lip.
know, and then I fucking puked.
Did you really?
So I was like, yo, this dab is gonna make me feel better.
Right.
So I hit the dab a little bit too big, maybe a little too hot, maybe, and just I puked from being dizzy from the Zin.
Nice.
And we were arguing
Straight
about
nicotine.
tennis like right before that.
Yeah, we were arguing. I think
About like the Wimbledon finals, I think it was.
Wimbledon's?
Right? Yeah.
What?
I think the
It was like Maripova and Venus, or
Maurice
Serena
Popovic?
Williams.
Venus flytrap.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't because it was so stupid. I stopped myself from saying it.
Oh no, we were arguing about cricket.
I wouldn't
That's
be
what it was.
surprised if her vagina worked like a Venus flytrap.
Who, Venus?
Yeah, I mean, of course
like
it would.
big lips. Fly comes across. It just
Dude, you get all fucking caught up in there, dude.
Speaking of fucking
Yeah.
Venus flytraps, dude, did you know that when they pollinate, they have to have they put out like a 3-foot flower above them so that they don't eat their pollinators. They only eat flies that land on the little trap.
No shit.
There's like a huge flower that pops up.
So they decipher from their food.
Yeah,
So,
else
like-
they won't be able to pollinate because they'll just eat the pollinators.
Well, what is the stuff that attracts the flies?
Pollen.
The bucket part, though.
pollen?
They have it's like
Oh,
a sugary.
that?
Yeah.
It's like
No,
a
that's
fucking-
different.
Not
That's
the
not
bucket part. I mean, like the part
That's
that
not a Venus flytrap.
the part
though.
that
the fucking little mouth thing from
But
Mario.
why does the fly want to get there?
Because
So it's
there's
like
like a
sweet.
sugary scent. It's like a.
But the
it's
bee
like a-
doesn't want that. It wants the other shit. Is that
no.
basically?
the bee wants the pollen?
But I think
But
it
there's
kind of
also
gets hit by both.
but there's
I just think
also-
the fact that if a bug hits the top part, then now it's like that's not food for me anymore. That's my lifeline. That's the delivery.
You think there's anyone with the Venus flytrap that then has to go to the pet store to get flies?
yeah. That was so funny.
Definitely. Yo, first of all-
thing's not eaten.
All right, so the person who buys a Venus flytrap, one, are they a dirty person and their whole like house has got a bunch of flies and that's why they
Right.
want it? Two, are they like what's the reason why you're getting it? Are you intrigued by
Ooh.
it? Three, how many emergency room visits where you show up and a dude's got his dick stuck in his Venus flytrap?
Oh boy.
And they're like, I can't get this thing
I-
off.
I had
and they're
a-
like, we need more flies.
I had a neighbor
We need
who had
more
a
flies.
lizard, right? And so he went on vacation, and he was like, "Well, I'm
lizard
on
did?
vacation. You mind feeding my lizard, right?"
Yeah.
And so his lizard needed crickets. So the first night I went over there, what I told you this
I
story
think
before.
you've told me this once before, yeah.
I mean, it was the grossest thing in the world because,
Yeah.
like crickets, when you start looking at them, they just basically look like roaches and they hop around.
They move way
Yeah,
fast.
And they move real
yes.
fast, and you had to like
Yeah.
open
They're
up
not
the
different,
thing.
much different than roaches.
You had to
at
open
all.
up the thing. You had to put in tweezers. You had to get it. And every time I went over there, I just got like the chills. So then at one point, I just took the tube and like I must have given this lizard like all of the crickets and was like,
At
I'll
once.
just come back next week.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that I didn't kill this guy's lizard on that 1 week is
Nah,
just
they-
pure luck.
It doesn't even have to
Honestly,
eat the whole week.
yeah,
It'd
no.
be fine.
Yeah.
It would have been honestly it's straight though because all you did was just put him in the environment. He's gonna eat him at one
Right.
point. He's not gonna like.
And they're not going to dirty the tank. Like,
They must have gone away for 2 weeks because at one point I had to go and get like a bag of crickets from the pet store, and I'm holding it in the car, just
Yeah.
disgusted.
It's the exact mix between a cockroach and a grasshopper. Is a
Yeah.
fucking cricket.
Nah, crickets are tasty. I heard.
No, in
they're
chocolate,
putting them
I
in
would eat it.
everything.
I would eat a cricket.
No, they
dipped
start
in
grinding
chocolate.
it up and shoving it in everything and telling you it's healthy.
Well, no,
They're
I
already
think
doing
there's
it in Europe.
crickets in
Well,
everything anyway.
There is
right?
crickets in a lot of shit.
There's
I
like
think.
the FDA
From the
said-
monocrops?
Grain, in grain, yeah.
the FDA said there can be a certain amount of micro grams or whatever of
Crickets.
bug, like insect
All types
parts
of
and
shit.
shit.
In
You
all
wanna
types
something?
of
You want to
products.
hear an interesting argument for beef eaters?
Okay.
So
Yes.
Wait, pro or against?
For pro
You're
beef
about to
eating,
find out.
Dude, there was
All right.
oh, you're smoking a
So-
cigarette?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw smoke and I was just like, I think I'm tripping.
if he does the math on, this actually might be an interesting thing to Google. But if you basically eat, let's just say, a hamburger or a steak every day
Okay.
over the course of a year, how many cows are you eating? I would guess that we each eat maybe 1 to 4 cows a year. I'd say
If
is
you
the
had
range.
one,
Oh,
every
I'm
day.
not.
I'm
no,
saying if you're
one. I think one.
If you're eating meat every day,
Yeah.
like you're
How
a
many
typical male meat eater, how many cows
One-
are you eating in a year?
One
I would,
burger. Type
No, I'm
shit?
just
What are
saying
you
you're-
saying?
no-
I'm just saying.
like
gauge
pounds
it.
of meat.
Let me change it because you guys are going fucking autistic on me
Come
already.
on, dude.
No,
I'm just
but,
trying-
wait, can I go one more
Typical-
level autistic?
No, in a typical
All right.
year, how many cows is an average meat eater eating?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I
one
can't
or
answer
maybe
this
one.
without being autistic.
Yeah, because it's a quarter pound of beef. And
No,
each
because it
hamburger,
depends.
4 burgers is a pound.
No,
How
but if
many
you're
pounds
only
is a
eating
cow?
burgers, you're not eating the whole cow. So you're eating more than one
the
cow. It takes
equivalent.
so it'll
No,
take
I'm saying
5 cows.
What?
I think he's
to
saying the
eat-
equivalent in weight, though.
But if saying if you're only eating hamburgers, then it would take you 5 cows to eat the
No,
equivalent
no,
of
no.
the.
So look at it
of-
this way.
one
Look at it
cow.
this
You
way.
know what I mean? So
If
it
you
takes
were to-
more cows.
If you were to, let's say you had a personal butcher who slaughtered a cow
and you eat everything.
and you ate everything, how many of those cows do you think you're going
One.
through in a year?
One.
So
500-pound cow, 600-pound cow. One.
How much is it?
I got the mathematics, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
So 58 pounds is the average amount of meat that the average human.
That sounds low.
a year though. A year.
How many pounds are, well, a quarter pound of beef.
Yeah,
right?
so that's not that much.
Oh, I mean,
No, so that means, yeah, I guess on
pound
an
is up.
average day, you probably eat about a half a pound to a pound of meat. If like you're eating at least one meal of meat,
Yeah, so it would take
One
8
meal.
years
Yeah, but that's
to eat
red
a
beef,
cow's
though.
worth.
right?
That you're eating. So that would mean that you're eating red meat every day.
I eat
A
red meat
pound-
every day.
A pound.
I
of
wouldn't
red
eat a
meat?
full. I don't eat a full pound, but I'm just saying probably a half a pound, maybe. So let's just say on
So-
average, you're at a half
Dude,
a pound.
my-
So what's
so
that over the
you
course
should
of a
add
year?
like
I don't even
150
eat-
pounds a
I don't
year.
even eat red meat every day. My fucking, I have like fucking
Gay
cat
guy
canines.
disease?
What?
So it would take an average cow has 440 pounds of meat on it.
Right.
So it would take about 8 years.
All right. So here's the
to
crazy
eat a full
thing.
cow.
So here's what's crazy, right? So if for
Or
all these
we'll say
people
4 years.
that are all about animal life.
Yeah.
All right. So if you eat cow, what are you're killing one cow every 2 years? That's your
Yeah.
personal consumption. When they process grain.
Yeah.
You know how many fucking beavers and badgers and, you know what I mean? Like everything gets fucking murdered.
argument's
Beaver
done.
gets murdered. Everything gets fucking
They
murdered.
do. Beavers are probably the one thing that's not there.
Yeah,
but dude,
you
it's
got
like no,
beavers.
it is. It's rabbits,
Yeah.
mice,
Ground
all
nesting
types
birds.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
no.
Yeah.
And people do feel more bad when you say birds and rabbits because
Right,
they're like
birds and
fucking
rabbits.
pets, you know.
Yeah.
But it is.
So it's
it
actually
is.
more humane to.
Yeah.
to
I heard
eat
they
meat.
fucking a bunch of dogs get fucking brought up in those fucking that Dave's bread with all the grains. I heard they fucking
Dave's bread?
Killer Dave's bread.
Killer Dave's bread. They call it Killer
That's why
Dave's
it's
because the
called-
sheepdogs
yeah.
are just running around in the field and the
They're
dude's
just
just
fucking
he's
slaughtering them.
shit-faced and
Oh,
he's just fucking
we need a
cruising.
new one. That's why they just
Yeah.
got like mad of
He
them.
goes, fucking dumbass dog ran right in front of the goddamn troll.
It says that the average human will
Trough.
consume 7,000 animals in their lifetime.
I want to know this.
Yeah, but how many of that is in your sleep?
How many flies does a Venus flytrap eat
One a week.
in its lifetime?
Because
What if? Do you think there's ones that don't eat flies
no,
ever?
because if it activates its trap without a fly in it, dude, it's got a chance of dying because it uses so much energy to do that.
Yeah,
So
but what about the soil that's
So,
eating?
no,
like it
it's
just
a
eats like a plant.
carnivore.
It's not
dude.
enough.
No,
It's
it's a
not
carnivore.
enough. It's not enough.
All right, Google that though. But you don't have to Google if it's
That's
enough. I just
why
want to see
they're
how many
well,
they eat.
No, if it is, if you have it as a pet and you're not feeding it live shit, then you have to be like.
I don't think
giving
you
it the
have to.
equivalent No, I'm saying you have to be giving it the equivalent. It needs more
Yeah,
than other
nutrients.
plants.
A day or a
It needs
year?
more. It
A
needs
year.
more
Or
than
no,
other plants.
a lifespan. Yeah, it
You know what
needs-
I mean?
Yeah,
like
more-
like it's the same with weed compared to peppers. So like, although they're all like flowering shit, like the amount of energy that it takes to make a bud with all that fucking shit in it and all that pollen is way more nutrients than you need to fucking make a chili pepper.
I would like to get higher end thin cuts of meat because what I like to do is I like to take thin cuts of meat out of my freezer and broil them, and like I'll eat that with eggs.
Under the salamander?
You look like
Or-
with those glasses on. You look like you're like a judge on Chopped right now. And you're
Nice.
Like,
For
what I go
or
for is.
I'm hearing the Jurassic Park theme
Or I like
in my head for some
I
reason.
like
I don't
the,
know why.
You know, like steakums type things. You put that in your pan and you just cook that up with some eggs.
Those are
Yep.
good.
Or I like frozen
Steakums?
burgers. I just throw that under the broiler. That's all I cook. And
Couple
then
cow
I want
eggs.
red meat every day.
Cow eggs.
yeah, one meal.
You should
either
fry it.
either a burger
no,
or
cow.
steak. I mean, but not steak like this. But I would like to get like
Do you do that on
higher
purpose?
end thin cuts.
Because so that you could do it like you would a steakums. Because they have
Yeah.
them. They're just like if you
But
go to
expensive steak.
No,
No, they are.
You
You
know,
could go
they're,
to
they're
Whole
on,
Foods and
they're
shit,
on
they have-
sale at Whole Foods. That's what I got.
Dude,
I got like
exactly.
12 of those
Dude, and
packs.
they
Yeah.
slap, and
Those
you're
are
like,
good.
I'm spending
What's-
way more money than I did on
what
steakums,
cut?
but like,
It's like
No,
a-
they were on sale. They were 50% off. So I bought literally
What
the
the fuck?
entire top row of them. I
dude,
got
yeah,
like 12
I was gonna say
in
at
my
Whole,
freezer.
I seen them at Whole Foods, and I was like, yo, those are slamming too.
The
Like,
butcher's
they
cut,
hit.
that's the
Yeah,
brand.
That's what they are. That's
Yeah.
what
It's
they
a
are.
great. It's like a high end cut, but
of
it's
like
it's
ground
just
of like grass
grass-fed
fed beef,
beef.
organic
Yeah.
like free range beef.
But it's a steak'em
and
style.
steakums,
The
like,
steakums, yeah.
And if like
You want to come
go
over for eggs one morning? I'll cook it up for you. You know what's real good with? Peppers
dude.
on some good bread with hummus.
Oh my
Okay.
That's the move. That's the sandwich. Especially you get like the good like Greek style
pepper.
like pita bread.
Yes.
And then you slather on. You put that in the oven, get it
some-
toasty. You slather on the hummus, and then you throw the steakums on top
the way you
with
say hummus.
the peppers.
like roasted peppers or
and
like
then
green
you
peppers.
fold it over. You don't roll it. You just fold it over.
Yeah,
Eat it
of
like a
course.
fucking sandwich.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, come over sometime,
with the
guys.
garlic my father asked me to reach out to
Was
you
a
guys,
carpenter?
and he said that he would like to make dinner for the
I would love
ShedCast
that.
one night.
Can we
So all
broadcast
gotta go.
How
afterwards?
come he's not
Yeah, of
making
course.
it every Thursday? For the
And can I
Shedcast?
actually wait? Can we do it on like a legitimate night off, and I can get
He's got that
rip-roaring
youth
stoned,
program.
He
and we'll make a night out of it.
asked me to if you could plan for that
That would be great. I would really enjoy that.
because we have some fucking
Upcoming stuff.
yeah. And I finally made that fucking pocket too, so it's not ready yet. But
The front,
I-
the kangaroo pocket on your hoodie?
no potka.
Dude, I think your dad should make a fucking box, a treat box, and then we'll fucking like compare them.
Oh, we should.
Ooh,
And
I
do like
even-
an opening or something.
Yeah.
I even think
Bento
all
box.
those Japanese.
I even think I have a good. Do you want to do it on a Thursday night or just on a weekend?
Doesn't matter.
I think I even have a good
Just
night
let me know.
for it.
I'll play for it.
Okay, cool. I'm down. That sounds fun.
So I got two things to say. The sliced meat. If you invest in a good meat slicer, dude, you can freeze your own meat and slice it as thin as you want, dude, and it's crazy.
I don't want to.
It's crazy, dude.
I don't
It's a
want
little
to.
dark,
I
dude.
have a meat
No, it's
slicer.
great. I don't want to
your own
step
meat?
on your toes, but when I was fucking working at the cafe and I was getting the roast beef cuts from the
With
butcher.
that guy?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That guy.
Yeah. Fucking, and I was getting the roast beef cuts from the butcher down the road.
Under the table, dude.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. But
He was cutting it on the table,
yeah,
and then
passed it under. But then when we all the shit that was left, that we I'd have huge chunks of fucking meat left, and I'd just or thinly slice it, thin it, and then fucking dude, I'd bring that shit home, throw a little bit in the freezer. I'd bring all the juice home for the dogs and put that shit on their fucking food. Like,
So there's like a sacrifice. Like obviously, if you go, I mean, I do like my meat a little bit more well done. I'll be honest, and I understand that
nothing wrong
most
with
people.
that.
I like medium. Like I don't like it too pink, too bloody. That's just
Medium's
that's
not
just
bad.
If
me.
anything,
I
you're
too.
more of a
Yeah.
carnivore because it tastes more gamier.
Well, I find it like sometimes it's more like watery when it's not. But
hockey
sometimes
puck.
like if you go to a place and like they do things particularly well, and I also understand that liking things
Some
more
meat.
rare is considered more refined.
like a
but
buffalo,
also certain meats are supposed to be cooked different ways.
right.
a bison, like a bison needs to be medium rare.
Yeah, and
so-
it might taste better
right.
just to give you like a little fucking boost of confidence.
Right.
Is it might taste better, but I feel the same way because like I don't digest it the same. Like if it's not
I like
cooked all the way, like
I like
I'll
it
be like,
charred,
"Oh, it's
like on the outside. I like it like a nice,
yeah, like a Pittsburgh steak,
Yeah, yes.
but cooked more.
What the hell's
Well,
a
no,
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
steak?
is one pass
That
medium
sounds
well.
horrible, dude.
No, it's not.
Pittsburgh
It's got
is
a bunch of
considered one
holes in
pass
it?
medium well. That's
Oh,
like
just
Pittsburgh
straight
well
burn.
done. It's like
Well, the outside of the steak is well done, but the inside is like fucking all the way down to like almost rare. And like,
All right, but what if it's
in
cold
Pittsburgh,
though? Do you like it rare if it's
you barely
cold?
cook it. And then
no,
you
I'm
put
not
it
saying
on
I
a
like
fucking-
rare. Anyways,
I don't
No,
mind
but
that.
if it's cold, will you eat it like a roast beef, like a roast beef sandwich?
It is
oh, that's
rare.
different.
That's a
yeah.
rare.
See, okay, so
Yeah.
but if you
But I
get
don't eat
a
cold
rare
roast
steak
beef.
and cook it rare
Right.
and then slice it thin, that's roast beef. You'll eat it if it's cold.
Essentially.
I like
Dude,
roast beef.
cold rare steak is actually
It's the
better.
best,
it's
dude.
almost better than hot. Almost sometimes.
I don't like
never-
it. I hate
Not
it.
like super
never
rare.
had
I don't
that.
mean rare, but like medium rare, like cooked steak. But the next morning
Oh,
it's
yeah.
cold.
Cold steak's
and it's
really good,
pink,
dude.
you
So
know
what
what
I was gonna say, like steakum style, like I like because I kind of like my steak medium well. So like steakums is like good because it gets like crispy almost. You know what I
gotta
mean?
really
Like I kind
nuke it, though.
I love that.
I kind of like that.
Or it gets watery
So-
if you don't nuke
Those
it.
burgers.
What do you
I
mean
don't nuke
nuke it?
steak.
You gotta like really fry.
Microwave it.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I thought you meant
You don't even
microwave
need
it.
a lot
You
of
gotta
oil in
cook-
there.
No,
what
but
do
you
is
gotta cook the water out. There's a lot
yeah.
of water that's
no,
in
you
there.
just throw it in with peppers. You throw it in there. You let it char on one side. You put it on the other side, and then while it's charring, you just break it up.
Yeah.
Break it up real thin. All that water cooks
It's
out.
expensive now though too.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is.
those steak
Oh,
burgers
what?
from
compared to what it used to be.
Oh, that could be. So, anyways, I like your
Gas.
concept of thinner sliced meat because the problem with cooking at home is it gets all fucking smoky.
Yeah, that is
So
the
you
biggest
kind of
problem.
have to cook on
Then
the
you get a
broiler,
headache.
and you prefer. I prefer thinner cuts. It's just easier to manage than smoking out my apartment trying to make something that's like a thicker cut of meat.
Yeah, facts,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
You ever reverse sear a steak
That's you cook it in the
in the
broiler
stove
and then.
first, and then you like heat flash.
So
On the
I'll,
pan?
Yeah, on the
I'll-
pan
I do that
afterwards.
with
That's
the
what like a Pittsburgh is.
So I do that
That's good.
with the broil because like I said, you get too much of the water on the pan and it's
Yeah.
getting too. So I'll put in the broiler and then you take one side. The problem is Costco burgers got a lot of fat in it, but like the fat
Yeah.
pool. So I literally go to the sink and turn it
Yeah,
over.
and drain it.
I put it
Horrible
back.
for your plumbing system. It's so bad. It's so bad to do that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're not
Like
supposed
that-
to put the oil
The
in
fat
the.
clogs up. You ever seen that like video of the fucking big
Sink?
fat
Oh,
fucking?
you mean that it fucks up your sink?
Yeah,
Yeah, like the sink, the pipes,
You
your
gotta
plumbing
put
system.
vinegar and
It's
baking
horrible.
soda down that
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah,
or Drano. one or the
because
other.
fat doesn't
Okay.
like once fat gets stuck,
Congeals.
all the next fat will start sticking to it. Sticking
So
to
I
it,
better
sticking
put
to
some
it.
I have a
Drano in
question,
there before I
too.
get in trouble
Yeah.
with my
That's
landlord.
why you're supposed to put it in like tinfoil and throw it out when it hardens.
Just pour it outside in the grass or something.
Also, yo, this apartment building thing. You know, like when you cook in your oven or your whatever, and like fat or oil spills, and then you don't clean it, then you cook again, and it smells really bad, right?
Yeah.
That happens. It's like a normal thing. I feel like in
Yeah.
apartment buildings. You
No,
ever
but
smell
that's
that in your thing?
everything. That's
Because there's people
everywhere.
that won't clean it.
Yeah, you
Like,
just
there's-
burn it into
Yeah, and then it just
Absolutely.
stinks like shit.
just
Not
my-
like shit,
What
right?
Yeah.
I grow
Alright, I'm not sure if
everything
that was the same.
on tinfoil in the same fucking pan, and I
Alzheimer's.
throw out the tinfoil.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
That gives you Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
What, cooking on top of tinfoil?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Also, plastic in the microwave.
What about this right here?
Wait, what's wrong with
Probably
cooking on
terrible.
top of tinfoil?
the fucking parabens and the shit that's in fucking the same reason why you're not
Falcons,
supposed to put
You're saying I'm eating chemicals
deodorant?
every single time I cook
you're heating it
burgers?
up and you're putting it in your food.
He's drinking out of an aluminum
I thought
can, and he's
tinfoil's
telling
made
you
for
that
I shouldn't be drinking
tinfoil-
out of
it's
an
I thought
okay.
tinfoil's made for the oven.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
It's made for the microwave.
but
Maybe I
dude,
should do some research on
the-
this.
Cool.
The best thing is if you have, I mean, it's tougher in an apartment,
Right.
obviously, but if you have a grill, is like you throw that shit in the grill and then finish it in the oven. And that's a fucking good look.
I need things that are simple, like that. You know what I mean? I need things I can cook in 5 minutes on a
See,
pan.
I like the
simple.
whole process of it.
No,
I'll
I got no
break down, I'll
patience.
fucking.
I
Like
cook
the
it. I cook
pre-made
it
meals at
in a
Grade
way
A?
that I don't have to do no cleanup. I just throw that tinfoil right out, and I eat it fucking standing up, so I don't have to set a table and throw out fucking dishes.
You're a savage.
Yeah.
I enjoy the pre-made meals at Grade A, like the scalloped potatoes and the chicken cutlets, the cold ones, in the plastic containers that you could just go home and
I buy
heat
those
up.
all
All
the
right, can I
time.
tell you the
the
two
best.
most
I buy those
underrated
ones.
items at Grade A?
Yeah,
But this is dangerous.
But I know them about.
They're
I know
cronuts.
about.
You
Those little
cronuts.
pickles in the bag.
You get into this. I'm
glazed
warning you.
cronuts.
That little bakery section
Dude,
is a
their
problem.
glazed cronuts are
I'm
crazy.
warning you. I've done my reconnaissance. You guys can keep yelling out random items, but I've reconnaissanced at Grade A. All right. There's sweet chili. I mean, there's spicy chili, like Chinese chicken in the prepared section.
I don't think they have that on the east side.
No, they got it. They
You're talking
got
about
it.
this?
I-
Oh, this right?
Yo, you
Oh,
know that's
dude.
the old chicken?
What?
You know that's the old chicken?
Well, they make it so
What
good.
do you mean the old chicken?
Then they fry it
Whenever
up and they
I-
put the Chinese sauce
when
on
you
it.
work-
They make it happen.
No, whenever you work in there, the stuff that you put, the stuff that you
boneless.
sell,
They're like boneless.
the stuff that you
Yeah.
sell with the seasoning on it is the fucking the chicken.
You mean they
that's
take the
older.
rotisserie chicken
they're
from the night before and then they cook it? No,
they
this
make
is
it
or
chicken
whatever it was.
salad?
This is boneless, fried, the works. All right, here's the other item.
Okay.
They're Dutch apple pie.
Pies?
Oh my god,
Sure,
dude.
the bakery
No,
section.
specifically the Dutch apple pie. It's covered in like a crumb top.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's pure chemicals and canola oil in the middle.
Is this ShopRite or Grade A? What's the difference?
They're the same thing.
Stop and
No,
Shop.
no,
Stop
ShopRite.
and Shop's a different brand.
ShopRite is the thing, but Grade A ShopRite is like
the umbrella.
it's like
ShopRite is the larger, like Grade A carries ShopRite.
Grade A
items.
ShopRite. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's a Grade A ShopRite.
And then Stop and Shop's the other place that's got like on the west side. And
But I
like-
think you can have ShopRite and not be a Grade A ShopRite.
yeah, that's what it used to be, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. But anyways, they don't have that Chinese chicken on the one over there. I'm in there all the time.
But they got the
dude.
boneless barbecue.
Yeah.
The barbecue wings. It's just like
Oh,
nuggets,
and they got the
barbecue
sushi
nuggets.
there is underrated too.
That
Oh,
is
sushi
underrated.
fucking-
It actually is
Sushi's
good.
really underrated.
We gotta get there.
Big Y
early.
got the best sushi.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah,
Dude, you know who's got
they're only They're only in New England, so
Dude.
like all their fish is like it's as fresh as it could fucking possibly be. It's from right here.
the double packed hard boiled eggs?
Oh, from the fucking from North Philly.
Dude, I've been hearing, I heard a bunch of
Healthier
podcasters,
times.
I've heard a bunch of comedians being like, yo, you know what's fucking clutch, dude? On the road, hard boiled eggs, dude. You fucking go and get them at I'm like, what,
That's
dude? I'm
crazy.
like, dude, that's insane. I'm like, dude, but it's true.
You can't get
I've seen
gas
it.
station
I've seen
hard-boiled
it
eggs though.
with my own eyes.
Dude.
It wasn't gas station, but I seen it with my own eyes.
Speaking of
Same
gas,
ones, the ones that are packed.
It was a grocery store.
You know, at the hotel, like Hotel Continental breakfasts, they have the same ones that were at the gas station, dude.
They just go to the gas station early in the
just pick up-
morning.
Yeah,
and
pick up those double packs of
So I
hard-boiled
was on a
eggs.
kick of eating those all the time until that Philly incident.
and we just
No, it wasn't-
that, matzo
it was-
balls?
I thought they were matzo
It was
balls.
half you
mozzarella,
guys-
but
it
we
was-
call them matzo balls.
It was
I thought
half
they were
you
the
guys hating on it and that it didn't taste right.
Oh, I got it in
And that
your
was
head.
just that was the end of those forever. And dude, I used to buy them from Trader Joe's. I would keep them in the fridge because it was so much easier than cooking eggs.
I
They
could
just
never
like,
get
get bags of them.
You came out
Yeah.
The
confident.
concept of buying hard
killed
hard boiled eggs that are already hard boiled didn't. I was like, what?
We were dying. 'Cause
couldn't-
we were,
I used to like them. I'd slice them up.
I love
throw
hard
some
boiled
hot sauce
eggs.
in and eat them just with like a. Oh my god, it was such.
And the thing is,
it
I
was
love
the
hard
easiest
boiled-
breakfast in the whole world.
Yeah, I love
Healthy
hard boiled
too.
eggs. And also remember when Renzo used to come through with the bag of hard boiled eggs?
Yeah,
But he used to be like, yo, I gotta go home. Why? I gotta fucking boil these eggs tonight for tomorrow for the week. I'm like,
Okay, cool.
He would just crush a bag of eggs.
When I used to work at that cafe, I used to have to do that, and you fucking get really good at it. You fucking roll them.
Here's the thing about hard-boiled eggs.
Roll 'em.
I like hard-boiled eggs because they're convenient and healthy.
They stink.
They're the least tasty version of
They
eggs.
stink.
It's not as good as
Yeah, I
an
can see
omelet.
that.
It's not as good
Ooh.
as
The yolks
scrambled.
suck.
It's
They
not as
suck,
good
but-
as
It's all right. I mean, I'll eat it,
You
but-
want them more a little bit soft boiled while it's still yellow. Once it turns green, that's when it
Yeah.
starts to smell and not taste as good.
okay,
But
well,
if
ever
you
had
soft
a-
boil it like
Then
on
they
top of
bounce?
ramen, That's the best way when it's still the yolk's still coming out and
Yeah.
it just drips into the
that's
soup.
good too.
You ever just fucking crack an egg into the ramen like while you're cooking it?
Yeah, and then it fucking it cooks in the
cooks
water.
in the water?
because it's
Oh,
boiling.
so
The
good.
same way you're essentially poaching it, but you're breaking it up as you're doing it. It's
I love
fucking
doing
lit, yeah.
that shit.
You ever had a dragon skin egg?
No.
No, I haven't.
It's when you deep fry a hard boiled egg.
Oh, you've definitely.
Interesting.
Ooh, so you like
you do it in the shell?
I thought you do the dragon skin across your face.
You like
bread it
like,
and everything?
No. You soft boil it like regularly, like, but you can still crack it like without it popping and shit, and then you just deep fry it without like batter or anything.
No shell though.
No shell.
Yeah.
How does that?
That's like it's a Chinese.
No
thing.
batter?
No batter.
But then when you go to pick it up, how do you get it out of the thing?
With like a fucking ladle.
Oh, okay.
Like
So
a
is it
strainer
delicate
thing.
or no? It's hard.
The outside is like crispy like a fried egg, but the inside is like a hard boiled egg. So like
like a pan on
I
like
don't
it's in
think
the
I like
pan but
this.
on the outside.
they do it in like
Wow.
Asian culture, and they'll like
So it's cooked.
They'll like toss
They
it in
also
like
eat dogs.
sauce. Not just them though.
That's a
I know a
mistranslation.
guy down
A
the street
symbol.
that eats dogs.
I've been seeing.
Dude, I was in Norwalk and fucking Pickle Pat was like, "Yo, dude, they're eating dogs in this park over here,
What?
bro. It's fucked up.
What?
They're taking people's dogs."
Yeah, but those are homeless people cooking up dogs, eating them.
God
really
forbid Sid
disturbing.
walks through a park and sees a homeless guy.
God did.
Eating a dog.
He see a
really
guy
disturbing.
barbecuing
That's
a
like
dog.
hearing about
Why? 'Cause
eating
I'm gonna
people.
ask him what he fucking.
You're gonna
seasoned
ask
it
him
with?
for a fucking piece of
First
it.
of all, though, if that's what you're surviving on,
Whatever.
it's an animal.
Unless you're stealing it from someone else.
Unless you're,
That's
stealing it.
What
Unless
if
you're
you
cooking
see-
Pomeranians, then
Yeah,
it's
dude,
fucked up.
Yeah, someone's just stealing your friend and cooking over. You're
If you
just like,
if you
fuck.
see a guy with like a dog that's not like a live dog about to cook it,
well,
and
it
you
didn't
have
have
like
a live
Well,
dog?
it didn't have a collar.
yeah,
on it.
no, a live dog, and he's about to cook it, and you
But
know
how do you
it.
know he's gonna? Oh, because you
Because
just know.
you see him,
He's
he's
got
got
the
the
wok
he's got the grill's going.
He's got fucking green beans. He's got
chopping
onions
like
and
it's like
everything.
a
Asparagus. is
Yeah, it's like
fucking-
a it's like a
Jesus
Looney
Christ.
Tunes cartoon when they try to stew the rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a
like, "Let's get
cauldron
hot in
going.
here."
He's chopping. He's chopping
Ooh, a little
up
whack-
shit.
little-
Mama's little baby likes rabbits. Too.
A little hot
You can't
tub.
say that anymore.
I'm out here hunting
Yeah, I don't think so.
rabbits.
Now they changed the
Really?
whole. Yeah,
You can't say that anymore.
Wait,
I
what
think.
can you say?
It's
I didn't.
it's tropes.
It's,
the Disney
That's a pelican singing. I
Mama's
thought,
in the
right?
kitchen eating.
porridge. No, Mama's in the.
Kitchen eating
No. Oh, that's a different song. I'm thinking of I'm in the kitchen with Dinah.
I don't think it's in that either, dude.
Why not? In the kitchen with Dinah.
They're like
stroking on the old banjo.
They're
Strumming.
slave songs.
Strumming.
You
Stroking.
can't.
Yeah.
The banjo's a slave instrument. You can't say
No,
that.
that's not
Stop
true.
telling me what I
That's
can and
not-
can't
yeah,
say.
it's
I'm
not-
telling you. That's
And
what
fucking
those,
Mama's baby does like rabbit stew. I like rabbit stew.
Nah, I think it's racist, dude.
Rabbit's not bad.
Rabbit's all right. It tastes a lot like chicken sausage.
Yes.
I love
Very
rabbit.
similar to chicken
Yes.
sausage.
I can get
It's a
into
little.
that.
It's-
It's a little chewy, but not.
Yo, well, okay, so you know what it's like if you take chicken sausage and you like break it up like you would ground beef. That's what rabbit
sounds
is.
delicious.
So if you make like
It's not bad,
the
yeah.
same way anything you'd cook with chicken sausage, if you put rabbit in, that shit's fire. Like like an Alfredo, or
It's like a mammal
I know
version.
you wouldn't eat that, but
Dude.
like a primavera,
Dude.
with olive oil and some fresh
Dude.
garden vegetables and some shit like that.
Sprinkle of that basil on top.
Oh my god, yo. Dude, with a fucking piece of rosemary just sitting on top, steaming on the top.
I want to eat a rabbit and bear stew. That's what I want.
Wait, how many did they eat?
This-
the Venus flytrap.
This chick I know.
Oh yeah, that was my
this-
other thing I was gonna say.
This chick I know tried camel yesterday, and she said that it was
Camel.
a lot.
Camel hump.
Dude,
She
that's
said
good.
it-
It's
she said
fat.
It's the hump, dude.
She said it tastes like oxtail.
Ugh.
She says
Yeah,
it
'cause-
tastes like that.
Okay.
Okay, so two more things.
Camels fucking
One.
eat sand and
Venus flytraps can only eat and open their traps 6 to 10 times in their lifetime before
Whoa.
they're permanently closed.
So they pick and choose.
Yeah. So if you just stick
That's
your
why you're
finger
saying
in it,
don't fuck with
dude,
them.
Don't
I
fuck
have a
with 'em.
couple of them. A couple times in my life,
You
I stuck
ruined their
my,
whole life?
No, I just did it once, dude.
Well,
I didn't
that's
know
like a
that.
cat with 9 lives. He's got
I didn't
six.
know that.
He's got 6
you
fucking.
gotta
don't lose your
fingers.
finger.
Yo,
No, it's not that. It's that maybe I took its last
did.
One of
fucking
its
thing.
last-
Oh, that was his last. His last clamp.
closed,
And
yeah.
he thought you were the biggest fly. He was like, "Yo, I."
Yeah.
He's like,
And he started licking my fingertip, and I was
he's
like,
going so slow, and you're like, look at this slow mo.
wait, you actually feel it lick?
No, no,
Doesn't have a tongue. But yo, that's why I like. That's why I fuck with figs because they're
yeah,
carnivorous
dude. Yeah, I
fruit.
know
They,
you
Yo,
they
I
eat
fuck with
wasps.
figs. Why?
I was feeling creative.
Black bean burritos.
Fucking because they eat bees and shit. That's why they're so healthy for you because they're fucking actually like
The
eating
fig?
bugs.
Pollinated?
Yeah, figs.
Eat bees.
Yeah,
Figs?
that's why they're
Get a video
super,
of that.
That's why they're super fruit or superfoods for you because
Super fruitful?
They're literally eating
Get
the
a video of
nutrients
that.
of a live wasp or bee.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, so-
Figs are good. If you see a fig tree, you know an old time.
Yeah, because they bring it inside and they bring it inside for the winter and they sing to it.
Yeah.
I thought a fig was just a
When the
dried
moon
plum.
hits, no,
No.
that's a prune,
date.
dude.
It's a date.
Good
No,
point.
also
Figs
something
are not
different.
fruits; they're inverted flowers.
Nice. That's sort of like a Venus flytrap.
So what's the date?
a date
A
is
plum?
a date is a different. It's similar to a
Like
fig, but it's
day
Middle
in the
Eastern.
fucking
Where do you
year.
get
No, it's
figs
not.
from?
Dates are amazing.
From a
Figs,
tree.
Right.
Figs are like Mediterranean,
But they're
like
dried,
Italian.
right?
No,
No.
you could dry
Could be.
dates, but dates are like a giant raisin.
He's asking
almost.
about
Oh,
figs.
figs. I had a
know
fig tree
dates
in
are
my
not like a
backyard.
giant raisin. Dates are like a giant. Dude, they're like super sweet, like crazy sweet.
They're
But
like
they're
a
mostly
fig
dry.
Newton.
When
Like
you
a
get-
fig Newton. Is a fig Newton dry?
No,
No,
date.
that's
I'm
a-
saying.
Oh, a date.
Like a medjool date.
Dates are like little
like a
prunes.
medjool, like Indian date, like those big ass ones. They're like candy.
They're good.
But they're
in
usually- but
Chinese
they're not
shoes.
dried?
I mean, a lot of times you would get them dried at the store or something.
Like
like that.
apricots.
When
are
a
always
wasp-
dry.
But I used to get dates with the pits in them not dried, and you just fucking. It's like eating like
Tamarind.
yeah, so it says you like
That's like-
pop
that's
the
kinda
pit out.
candy.
You just
When
like
a
eat it and pop
wasp-
the pit out.
Is pollinating. You think it feels like it's fucking?
I don't think
I
a
know it does it
wasp
by accident.
pollinates, does
Oh,
it?
They
bees.
can, yeah, they will.
Dude,
They do,
what
but not.
happened
They're not like.
when we were
Pollinate
kids.
just
There
means
used to
you're
be
bringing-
so many more bees.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Like
They're all
I remember
dying.
we used to do this Jew holiday where you eat outdoors and you needed bee trappers because there were so many bees. That was
Yeah.
always a thing.
Really?
You
When
know,
was
They're
the
all
last
dying,
time
bro.
you saw a bee?
No, they're having.
They're out
there's
here.
a disease. They're like
Someone
fucking.
today.
What's the word for it? Not
The bee
genocide.
disease?
What's the word? Like a fucking pandemic type shit on bees. That's what it is. They're fucking dying across the country. They don't know what it's
Beedemic.
from. Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't know what it's from.
yeah, you're right. Epidemic.
It's because they're saying that when they leave, they don't know what
The
it's from.
eradication.
It's something like that.
It's that.
no epidemic.
It's
It is
eradication.
it's not. It is an
It's
epidemic.
fucking eradication. You tree hugger.
Dude, whatever. I want to talk about the shit in Ohio.
Are there really dead wasps in your figs?
I got a theory.
Doesn't it?
I think it might be the Russians.
Okay.
With the bees?
Because
No,
here's what I think.
You like
Ohio.
bees?
Ohio.
You like
Wait,
jazz?
first tell us what's happening in Ohio. John Lennon.
I used to get it in Ohio.
What?
That's
Cameron.
Cameron.
You know I had a song to that, right?
I believe it.
Had to get fucking shelved.
Yeah, because a couple of N bombs were dropped.
It
Back
seems
when it was cool.
no.
it seems real gnarly, and this is why it's a good thing that we got Twitter because there's been very little mainstream media coverage of it. But
Very little.
you look, I mean, you're looking at pictures that look like a fucking atom bomb, black smoke.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
you've got and so basically a train derailed and they said that they needed to do a controlled burn of the chemicals, and the chemicals were the stuff that they use to make like vinyl siding or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy
Hazardous.
hazardous.
Yeah.
And so they burned it, and a lot of it has essentially
So-
gone up in the atmosphere. And while the EPA is going, hey, it's fine, you got people posting footage of like, look, my chickens are dead. They're posting pictures of streams, and they're going, look, our streams are like,
Dude, they were grunging the bottom of the streams.
Yeah,
and shit was
frogs
coming
are
out. It was like
dead.
fucking-
So you know
And-
the government was saying about it. So there's a version of plastic, and then what was on that train is the pre-version. That's before it turns into it. The plastic version is like pretty much harmless.
Yeah.
But what was on the train is
Before it's
super
processed.
is super harmful.
Yeah.
So like, but they're like saying, oh, it's this thing, and people are going, oh, it's just this.
No, but it's the
But
before
it's
that.
the before that,
Yeah,
which is like,
exactly.
and then if you burn it, they say it releases shit into the air that turns moisture into fucking acid, like acid, whatever.
Acid rain, acid mist.
so
yeah,
it is unclear
which is insane, right?
how
I just was fucking
impactful this is
hearing
going to
about
be because, you know, we hear about the environment all the time, and then all of a sudden you get a disaster like this and nobody's covering it. And it's creepy because it's a small town. These people can't afford to go live in other places, and it's kind of feels like the Flint thing where they're just saying it's fine.
this
And
is-
who knows how, like maybe months in months that it starts raining, fucking it's burning paint off
or
the cars.
just in 10 years from now, all these people start getting cancer, and then they're
That's a
like,
Chernobyl
oh, well,
thing.
back the and the body. Yeah.
Did you see White Noise on Netflix with
didn't.
Don Cheats? Dude, fucking with our boy Don Chi.
What's he? Iron
Yeah, he
Iron
was
Patriot. He's the
War
Iron
Machine.
War Machine.
Yeah, but it's dude. It came out fucking almost half a year ago on Netflix, right? And it's literally and I don't know the name of the town that it takes place in the movie, but it's like a small town in the Midwest. I think it might even be in Ohio, and the same thing happens. It's literally they fucking a truck crashes into a train and all this hazardous chemicals fucking spread and ignite, right? And there's this huge billowing cloud and no one's talking about it at all, like on the news or anything like that. And then as this is happening, there's all these people calling in UFO sightings, which is crazy because that's exactly what's happening now. There's been more UFO sightings now than like ever, whether that's real or not. But in this movie that came out 6 months ago, Midwest, train crashes, chemical spill, huge billowing clouds. Looks exactly like the videos that you see now that people are posting, where it looks like there's like a black spaceship from like Independence Day traveling over their neighborhood, and you're like, yo, that's not fucking, that doesn't look right.
It's a sunny day,
dude. They were doing that shit is in that movie. And then they're like, yo, there's UFOs. There's UFOs. They're like, oh, what is that? Like, what does that have to do with the chemicals? And we're like, we have no idea, but it's happening all over the country. Da 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 da. Is it the Russians? Is it the Chinese? Is it this? And then they're like, yo, fucking 9 days later, they just told us to go home. And then like the whole movie is about how like white noise, the government like feeds you all this stuff, like products and white noise, so that you forget about the things that are going on. Which is like also as this is happening, like the Epstein information's about to drop, like fucking. There's all this crazy shit happening in the world at this moment. So it's like wild that this distraction, quote unquote, is like happening. But dude, it was just like watching the shit as they're like, yo, there's a cloud from Ohio drifting towards like New York right now. And then fucking the Grizz, dude, the Grizz sends me a picture of the fucking sunset last night over the fucking water over here on the beach. And I've never seen this shit before. At the bottom of the sunset, there's a gray line above the horizon. Not like the little, like the dark line that's like just above the horizon as the sun's setting. Like,
you ever seen Lion King, dude?
Yeah. No, like above that, like in like a strip of like the color spectrum, there's this gray line, and like you could see it. It doesn't look right. Yeah. And you're like, and they're like, yeah, I mean, it's approaching New York from Ohio. It's not that fucking far away.
No, it's really not.
And the wind's blowing that way. And then it happened in Houston and South Carolina as well.
The gray horizon line?
No, the fucking hazard. The hazmat.
The trains went derailed.
So here's why I think, and I can't say this for a fact.
Along with the chickens.
I'm just throwing out a theory. Mm-hmm. So
slippery when wet. No,
you gotta understand, war is a game of how much pain can you inflict on the other side. And we play with weird rules. So at the moment, we're playing with weird rules against Russia, where it's like we're not actually fighting them, and as long as we're not at war with them, we're not at war with them. It's like we can send in our arms, we can send our soldiers to train them.
It's a continuing Cold War. It's the same. We're not fighting, but we are.
No, but this is worse because it's an actual hot war. Cold War, where we're just like yelling about the other ones. This one, we actually got a real war going on, and then. It would seem like we took out that fucking pipeline thing, but we're claiming that it wasn't us, which is a weird game. So because we're claiming it wasn't us, like we're not at war with the Russians. So I was like confused from the outset of this because we've had more than one really big hack in this country that they thought was Russia prior to this. So the second we started playing these games with the Ukraine, I was like, oh, Russia's probably going to fuck up our infrastructure.
Yeah.
Now, look at it.
Which they did with the someone did with the electricity. There was a huge hack on the electrical grid.
Now, the other part that's interesting is think about how mad the American people would be if we found out that we spend trillions of dollars in defense and someone can destroy our country without invading us, without launching a single missile, without doing anything. They just we're so inept that you can easily hack our infrastructure, turn off electricity, contaminate our water. Like, I mean, it is possible.
Kill our livestock. Like, it's happening.
You can literally just destroy our country without ever launching a single missile, without launching a single soldier. And it could be that, like, you don't even need to be that... like, hacking is almost the great equalizer, where to some extent, some fucking kid in their basement can pull it off.
Yeah. All right. Some fucking autistic kid in his basement could fucking
I heard those balloons contain soy. And they were sprinkling soy over them.
Let me just finish this thought here. So I think there's a possibility...
He's thinking...
Russia's firing back right now, and they're being like, yo, what's up? Because Russia does not want to be in this war. They don't want to be in this war. They basically made it pretty clear to us, in my opinion, from the outset. They're like, listen, it's a line in the sand. NATO cannot go into Ukraine. And then Biden kept saying, well, we refuse to say that Ukraine won't join NATO, which was stupid.
Yeah.
Try Putin into this war. Putin's basically, it's a slow siege. He's not just bombing indiscriminately. He doesn't want to be at war there. And we made the mistake of not allowing him to back out of the war and negotiate by calling him a war criminal.
So now we locked him in.
We locked him in, and we've continuously escalated the thing by giving Ukraine more money and more arms so that they can pretend like they can win this thing and stay in the fight, which is just to the detriment of that country.
Yeah, of course, of course.
They would have negotiated their way out of this a long time ago. We've made this worse. A lot of Ukrainians have died. And so now I think Russia's biting back and being like, hey, listen, we're going to start fucking up your infrastructure. Like, this is like round one of just, softly, because they need to be able to play the same card of, we didn't attack your pipeline. We had nothing to do with that train. There's enough plausible deniability, but for the people in government to be like, oh, shit. Because if they fuck up infrastructure enough remotely, firstly, at what point do we just end up in a war? Or also do we showcase that the government's not actually capable of protecting us?
The way that they claim that,
which is their primary claim.
America's #1 claim is our military complex.
Aren't they saying that the trains are derailed by just like lone people like vandalizing
quarters?
it?
Well, I saw this video on Twitter. The problem with Twitter is that everything's out of context. I saw one video on Twitter of if you ever been in your car and you got like a shit chunk of road where you're like, fuck, I have to drive on this road. And so you do it slowly and you're like, that you're just destroying your axles, but you're like, I have to drive on this road. I saw one of these freight trains on what looked exactly like that, where it's like all just crooked and like broken. And you could just tell that the conductor, when he gets there, slows down and is like, shit, hopefully we just make it through this section. But then the idea that these rail lines are making billions of dollars and can't just get working railroads.
Yeah, but the workers were going on strike for those conditions that you're talking about.
Oh,
They were saying that
I
it
just
was
thought it was
unsafe.
overpay.
It was overpay, and they were saying that it was unsafe.
Also-
Yeah, but that's interesting.
Also,
I didn't
the
know that.
amount that they were hauling on the trains is like they're saying like all you need is like one of those
Love?
cars. All you need is love.
up, John.
Love. All you need is love. But they're like one car would be enough to fuck shit up, and then there's like 5 cars
like
full, like more than like
It's like more than 5.
more than it's like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like
It's a whole
so
fucking train,
much
yeah.
that it's like,
And then
if this goes
Right.
wrong, it fucks up a lot of shit, not
And then
just a little bit.
It's just worth pointing
least a
out
lot.
that
At least.
Biden shut down the Keystone Pipeline on the basis that pipelines could be dangerous to the environment for all of that oil to just be transported by rail instead.
Which is clearly safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They say that when the vinyl chloride.
Who
that
says
displays-
that?
Scientists.
Okay.
Vinyl chloride, when it reacts with water, turns
Right.
into fucking hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
So they burned all of it. So when it goes into the cloud,
It's gonna be all
start raining hydrochloric
acid,
Which is how the people
Hydrochloric
got
acid.
sick
Which is
in that
super-
fucking movie.
Is that the shit from
Yes.
Fight Club that they were putting on the hand to do the burn thing?
Yes, that's the fucking stuff that.
That's the shit they use to make like they need that to make the plastic. It's like the worst fucking part. Like it's
Nah,
like
it's
of it.
good. It's
Yeah,
good.
it's super good, dude.
We used to like.
We'll fucking lick it right
there
off
was
our
this camp in
right
North
off shit.
There's a rundown camp, like summer camp in
We found
North
a bucket
Stanford,
of it.
and there
Still
was
lake?
like
We
just
used to do
fucking,
drops of it.
There used to be like just canisters of hydrochloric acid, and there was this fucking hot tub like next to a pool, but it was like probably hasn't been like used in like 20 years, but it was like filled with like old dirty water, and there was like a dead raccoon in it, and we just dumped all the bottles in it.
And it fucking
what happened?
disintegrated
And then,
it.
no, it doesn't happen immediately. So we came
takes
back
time.
like a couple days later, and like everything was
Everything
black.
was gone. Oh, it was
Everything-
black.
Yeah,
I
everything was
think
black.
to
Yo,
me,
so that makes me feel better though. If there's just cans laying
Well,
around,
I think muriatic acid is better at breaking that shit down than hydrochloric acid.
Don't say
Little
that
bit
on
of
this
to
lime.
me,
podcast.
this is the worst part of government where they say, like, the EPA is supposed to be the Environmental Protection Agency, and if they're telling you that things are safe when they're not to protect corporate interest, like, these are the
That's
moments
the name
where
of the game. That's the
if-
entire plastic industry. All
Right.
of Texas is built on
Big
polymer
plastic?
industry. That's
Right,
shit's
but-
leaking in our
Big polymer.
What
Uncle Polymer.
if we're all contributing,
big poly.
these are the moments where if this is a real thing that exploded and it's toxic to all the residents of that town, that's where the tax dollars should be going, is to immediately relocate all the residents and be like, all right, we got a disaster on our hands. Let's hop on it.
I think they have. I
It
think a
shouldn't
lot of
be
them are
lying
staying
to
there.
all of us to say, hey, it's fine, so that people get cancer in 20 years and like whoever's currently the CEO is dead or in retirement and nobody's angry about it.
Are they evacuating people? Or are they making
No,
them
they're
stay?
say
no, they
they're fine.
evacuated
Are
a
they
couple people.
quarantining them or making-
Initially, they evacuated
small.
everybody, and then they burnt everything, and then they were like, "All right, you're good. You come back."
Oh yeah,
Because like realistically,
People that live a
realistically-
block away who are just in their homes right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think they all back in the
realistically though, like that, like the acid rain that we're talking about might not even necessarily occur over where that happened because of like the way that the wind, like that might happen here.
Or it gets
random
spread out
like,
you're gonna have random Eskimos just, why the fuck am I burning? It burns.
Dude, imagine that
snow.
global warming. They accelerated it.
Yeah. Possibly.
Oh, here we
all
go.
the
I like
shit,
your
dude.
thoughts, dude.
The
I like
libs
your
are going
thoughts.
crazy right now, dude.
Mikey Gore.
That's
I
not.
think this train derailment's probably like the 4th worst thing that happened that day in East Palestine, Ohio, dude.
Maybe.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Welcome to the ShedCast. Here with your boy Mike Nice, as usual, in the shed. We have the full gang with us, minus Jeffrey Doomer. Shout out the Doom himself. But
Doomskis.
to my left, you know him, you love him, King of the Cocks, Robbie the Fire Bernstein. And you know that voice, a little timid today because he's focused.
I didn't say anything.
He's
yet.
scared.
He's scared.
I didn't say
You
anything
know
yet.
him, you love him. Not the 7, not the 9. Shed Tech 8 in the building.
You're
Nice.
Tiggy Swan. And the man, the myth, the legend,
what a jerk, dude.
who would have been livid if that camera came down.
That was hilarious.
That's not honest. This ain't a spit tune, dude.
Yo, and for everyone who didn't see that, that went in.
You went in?
Yeah, he sunk it.
Nice.
He like looked it out the side of his glasses and swish.
Young Lou Alcindor.
Got lucky. And that beautiful voice is your boy Sid Floyd.
You're,
Yeah.
I'm your biggest fan.
oh, dude, I wish.
On
So.
stage,
Like what? Fucking Ari the Rugged Man?
somebody once asked me to.
Show them
My
wiener.
Nice,
All right.
nice, good dude.
I told them they could meet me in the.
You had that
The
one
shed?
thing. Fuck, I did have something I wanted to talk about and I can't remember.
What thing?
Likely story.
Yeah, we
Keep
all have
writing it
stuff.
down in the notes and then forgetting to transfer.
We all have stuff we can talk about.
Oh, maybe I
But
can
what?
check my notes.
But who came with shit?
I did.
Your boy, Skinny Pete,
all right,
out
I got
here,
this
wildin',
thing.
just rolled up to the club. When your
Sid
mother
Floyd
was
doesn't
dead.
have nothing. Let me take this over. All right, you guys are diner people, right? Mm-hmm. You guys frequent diners. I know Robbie Bernstein loves diners.
as anti-diners.
That's not
what I'm about.
You're pro diner, if I would say anything, right?
Yeah,
You
Yes.
guys are pro diner.
definitely.
Have you noticed a shift in the diner culture lately?
As
Yes,
far as
since
As
COVID.
far as like everyone's a goddamn hippie in there, and they're all gay and Benedict and stuff,
And they close early now.
and they're expensive. Back in the day when diners were good, and you can like go in there and like some old Italian guys like dying,
Greek.
smoking a cigarette, Greek doesn't matter, Eastern European.
The important part
Southern
is that he's
European
dying.
is
the
dying.
important
That's-
part
the
is his
important
health is
detail.
declining.
I don't care what kind of fucking European he is, as long as he's dying
Yeah.
of lung cancer.
Obviously.
And you could go in there and have a good time, and everyone was hawking, old people just hawking up loogies and doing old sounds.
Yep.
And
Smell
now
like
it's
bogies.
like the pancakes are $20, and everyone's in
It
there.
is crazy. You used to be able to get for $20. You used to be able to eat like a goddamn fucking lumberjack.
You can get the
Oh, yeah.
I've always found, with the exception of like the late night breakfast special, if they have it, diners are fun but overpriced, and that they've always kind of been that way.
yeah.
But now it's worse than ever because it's like the cups of coffee have
Yeah,
like
everything is.
premium coffee. Like diner coffee still is shit diner coffee, but now they're
they're-
charging like the cost of like a Starbucks.
Starbucks coffee,
And
you're
you
like-
got to tip, and you always want to tip well at a diner, so now you're tipping above on everything. But like for the most part, everything at a diner is not. Like, first, if you're eating real meals at a diner, you might as well be going to like a nice steakhouse. Not quite,
Well,
but it's
no,
like
you might as
Yeah,
well.
for
I'm just
What kind of
saying,
food are
like-
you gonna, you're gonna spend good money on a steak at a fucking diner.
Yeah.
No.
Do you not diner
Chicken
people,
fried
dude?
steak.
No, I am, but yeah,
Chicken fried steak's good, dude.
absolutely.
That's good.
But yeah, like pancakes are like $9. Like that's crazy. The only thing that's good at a diner is when you can get your 2 pancakes, your hash browns, your eggs with whatever sausage for $10.
Yeah.
That's
a
diner prime
grand
time.
slam.
Everything else is like it's like it's fun going to a diner, but like diners are about the ambiance and like they're fine. The food is never the best, and the price is not. You're almost paying for like the American flavor of being able to sit at a diner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what you
and-
want.
yeah.
And I think that culture's dying. Completely.
They're closing down.
No, I think it's going the
There's
other
less of them
way.
that are open 24/7.
No, the
this is what's
idea
even
of
worse.
American diners dying and the
Like
new
Elm Street Diner is no longer
is
that.
not.
Well,
what it
here's
used to
what's
be. I
even
didn't want to
worse.
name drop.
Here's
No,
what's
they're a
even
great
worse
diner,
about the
but
diner.
it's
I'm
like
gonna
a-
double down on this because I just had this in Jersey. I saw what looked like an authentic diner. It was like the Galaxy diner. I was like,
with the
I was like,
metal on the outside.
I was like,
shiny
this
chrome.
is what I'm looking for. And then the second I walked in, it was the same feeling I got when they took bowling alleys, which had a perfect aesthetic to them, and they made them fucking fancy and
Yeah.
jacked up all the prices. The outside of this diner
perfect-
was exactly that fucking cart. You know what I mean?
Shitty
Exactly
fucking-
what you I was looking for.
Atlantic
And then
fucking coast.
The inside was like
Metallic.
California, nice wooden tables. Now, they also had a full fancy coffee bar in there.
Whack.
Everything
Weak.
was good. I had a great
That's
great
inside
cold
joke.
brew coffee,
Okay, sorry,
and then fucking avocado toast with a burger on it, which is also
You
the
got a burger
food
on the toast?
which is also the food that I like to eat, but overpriced and not what you're supposed to have at a diner.
What? You
I
got
agree.
open-faced avocado toast with a burger on the top?
I straight up they had avocado
Like
toast
a
on the menu, and it's like, can I add a burger to that?
Like
I was like,
California.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's actually like fucking smart. Cut
yeah,
that shit.
because the avocado toast even came with like an egg on there.
Oh.
So that was like
because-
a
It's a
perfect
California burger.
Because if
almost.
you got a burger and added avocado, the extra avocado would be $4 or $5. But if you get an avocado toast and add a
toast.
burger, it's going to
You
be
get
like
it.
$4.
You get it.
That's not bad,
which is
dude.
the same
guys.
as you just said.
Yeah.
Too mad. I did pick up on that, but
He goes, $4 or
conceptually.
$5.
Yeah.
That should be $4.
I should have said 4. But anyways,
But I agree with
You
you.
did
The
say
diners
four.
are going the wrong way, where they're actually a lot of them are becoming more expensive and going like the way Elm Street Diner went,
Yeah.
where they're like becoming like Instagrammy and fancier and more expensive.
Yeah, the food. It's like the food is just as good, if not better.
Be a diner.
But it's
Yeah.
but it's more of like the experience. Now you're going to Elm Street Diner and you're like, all right, I was here.
I was at Elm Street.
I was at Elm Street Diner, but they made everything a little more like more. And when you their plates look better now. Like
Right,
when you order something, you're like, oh, like
Dude,
it's part of the thing.
That
now.
was one of
you
the
know
only
what's-
time I got judged was at that diner. I went there alone, sad person. Got myself chocolate chip pancakes and like an Oreo milkshake, and the lady's like, "What?" Like she didn't want to serve it to me. She wanted to be like,
She goes, "Go home."
She wanted to be like, "No, I'm not bringing you
going
all
through
that."
Dude, there's to speak on like your old diner kind of culture. There was like I'll never forget that we had this waitress at our other diner, like the diner that I always used to go to was like late night shit.
what, in the
And fucking-
50s?
Yeah.
Was a pretty colored girl or something?
No. She's a morbidly obese.
He
white
doesn't
woman.
think those people are pretty.
That's not true at all. Not true at all.
Sorry, I had to double down. I wasn't gonna be out racist. You
you're
can
talking-
edit all that, by the
If
way.
you're talking about morbidly obese white women, then yes.
Or the
Possibly.
old, like the 60-year-old
Dude.
women that just smoke
Dude.
cigarettes. Do you want it,
Dude,
bro? Do you want
that's
it,
what it
bro?
was. And dude, we all
How's your
everyone used to get a kick out
made
of
them
it.
extra sloppy for you.
Yeah, basically,
Yo,
that's what
if
they are.
anyone ordered a milkshake, she would go.
She brings my boys to the yard.
She'd go like this. She'd go.
She'd bring the fucking
you'd
cowbell.
say milkshake, and she'd go. Like while she's taking your order, and it was like, yo, this is crazy. But she was like grandfathered. No one was firing her. You know what I mean? She'd been there for
That's
years.
so many places in
Dude,
America.
that's what it used to be. Is be like, yo, we'd be a table of 6 people, and everyone would be like, yo, let me get a milkshake, and she'd go.
That's what I want, though, dude. That's dying, dude.
But then she'd bring it to you and be like, "There's your fucking milkshake." And
Like
you'd be
she just
"Thank you, lady."
she just
And give
came
her a
back
nice
from
tip.
her.
She hates milkshakes.
She comes
Yeah,
back from her smoke break.
She has to do work.
She comes back from her smoke break. She's talking to you, and smoke starts coming out of her mouth. Still, like after like 5 minutes.
But I like that. It's
come
coming
back
off the top of
inside.
my milkshake like dried ice, and it's
Yeah.
fucking-
Yeah,
a little
She-
Marlboro
she
Red.
breathes it on the top. She's like,
And she's like, "You want some? Hold on." That's
So-
it's good. It's
Yeah.
good diner
I feel
culture.
like,
That's like my
uh,
dentist.
from,
my dentist is a lady
don't
girl.
get me started,
I'm
dude.
telling you, she's the best
With
dentist I've ever
pesto
had.
breath.
pesto, bruh.
Oh yeah, and she's like,
From-
"Bruh." I'm like, you taking care of your teeth? I'm like, yes.
From a specific value perspective, your takeout sandwich shops are the best in the game.
Subway.
Not
No,
Subway.
That's a chain.
But like Ron's Deli, or even though I don't go there anymore, that Village, the Village table place, because
Village Hidden at the Table,
They
yeah,
say
yeah.
they
they gave you garbage
What's Village
chicken.
Yeah, they
Table?
sell me,
Oh, yeah, fuck that
And
spot.
Springdale.
like
Yeah,
those
next to
places are the best value.
Definitely, not
Yeah.
even a question. Especially if you find one that's not overpriced because it's like bougie or it's like
Right.
that spot.
You mean like a
then you're
deli?
fucking
Like a
good.
great sandwich
like
spot.
Rinaldi's or
Yeah,
something.
but
like that.
Ron's
you know what
Deli
the- you
next
know
to the bottle shop.
But the best
yeah,
bang for
yeah.
your buck is going to one of
Oh,
those.
with that French chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best bang for your buck is going to one of those spots and getting the like the hot tray food. That's the best bang for your buck. Yo, if you go to a deli and you for $9 you get 2 or 3 meals worth in a fucking big ass.
Right.
That's what
Tray,
Amelia's was, dude.
Like the wedge in is
Amelia's.
perfect. The
It
wedge
had
in's
good dough.
the wedge in's a perfect
Good
example.
mustache.
And I got another hot take for you. Any sandwich spot like that, and the wedge in is a perfect example of that. When they have the cookies and they're like pre-wrapped, those cookies beat bakery cookies every day of the week.
That's because they
Those
made them
are
at
the
their house
best
the night
cookies.
before.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Wedge in because that's got the good diner culture. In
They got
there.
a good buffalo
Yeah, but
buffalo
that's
chicken
a sandwich
sandwich.
spot.
I
They got a
know,
good
but
buffalo.
it's so small.
It feels
and
old school.
and it's got the
made-
old school feel to it. And it's only one row of those.
Yeah.
The booth table.
Yeah.
The bar table or whatever the fuck you call it.
I
Bar
like the
seats.
wedge in. You had
like the
recommended
wedge
that
in.
to me, and the wedge
Good
in's
spot.
fantastic.
It's always
yeah.
been good.
I'll recommend one spot in Greenwich.
Which one?
Cardillos.
Yeah, that's the good-
Cardillos.
yeah,
I mean,
Cardillos.
no, it's Cardillos with
I've
an
never
A.
been to
Cardillos.
Amarillo's.
Dude, you get the Mojo Rising, dude.
Or the Grand
Do
Slam.
they sing that each time?
Or the,
Yeah.
the triple double. You get the triple double there.
But the Mojo Rising is a breakfast sandwich.
You
with chili.
cannot petition the Lord with prayer.
Greenwich has some of the best delis.
And then they have that shit with
It's-
the chili and the steak or something. I forgot. It's like some Italian dude's name. Vinny's or something.
But the best spot in
So-
fucking, or no, it's technically in Riverside, not Greenwich. But
That is
the
Greenwich, you
Joey
fucking-
B's.
That's where we're waiting.
Joey B's.
sucks, dude.
All right, that's good. I love that spot.
I got into that
I'll
spot
just stop. It's not
for 1 week, and then I was over it. The one,
that.
what?
What? I'm sorry. This is
The place in Darien.
Yeah,
I got
yours
into
is
it for
better.
1 week, and then I was just over it.
No,
what are you
what
guys all
Joey
laughing
B's?
about?
I told him his favorite
It's-
deli
yeah.
sucks.
It's not like it's just a good spot.
Nah, it doesn't. Joey B's is
Chicken
fine. There's nothing
Joe's.
wrong with
Nah,
it.
don't listen to me, dude. Chicken Joe's is right down the road in Greenwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the original Garden Catering or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they
right?
say. They had the first high school. And they serve
Joey,
pizza there.
Uncle Joey's or Uncle something.
Uncle BJ's.
No, you're thinking of
Slippery sandwiches.
Uncle
slope you're going
D's
down there.
in fucking Darien.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit's all right, but they're
I got-
overpriced. And that
I got
they
sick
told
of
me
it.
to fucking
with the mask.
They told me to put a mask on
Yeah.
one time, and I was like, "Yo, there was fucking three
Oh, God, don't do that to
70-year-old
Sid.
dudes smoking bogeys in the doorway. I had to fucking do the Bernstein and fucking airbend all the smoke out of the way as I was fucking going in there. And she goes, "Put your fucking mask on." And I was like, "I should be wearing it outside your fucking door because that's where the
the way,
smog is." And then the only thing that I like in there is the fact it's a double-edged sword. They do one sandwich at a time, which is awesome because when you order sign, your shit's
You get their
good.
attention.
But when you're waiting in line, they take one order and they don't take another order till that sandwich is done being made and it's at the register.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're like, bro, I sit here for a fucking 30 minutes to order a fucking sandwich. But then you get it and you got their whole attention. They're like, what do you want? Like everyone's like, oh, cool. It's like, dude, there's a line behind me.
They have blondies.
I love blondies.
Those
They're
the
fucking
blonde brownies.
blondies.
Cookie
Those are good.
brownies.
Yeah, those are good, dude. Those are good.
I love them.
Bookies.
Bookies.
The best deli in Greenwich is Rinaldi's.
I never been. Can you pull up a
Rinaldi's
picture of
Gra-
Rinaldi's?
In
Yeah, it's
Greenwich?
like on the corner.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
But
about.
what about
Yeah,
Rinaldi's
and
in
it's got-
Stanford?
No, it's good too, but I don't.
No, the one in
not the same?
The one in Greenwich.
the one
I think
in
is-
Greenwich where they got the fucking, there's nowhere to park.
It's a fucking four-way
Yeah.
intersection.
Yeah,
and like
dude,
there's
it
like
is-
a bunch of driveways.
Dude, that
you have
place
to like.
is slamming. And
Yeah.
the girl behind the counter is pretty hot, right? If
I don't know. I never been that
Like,
way.
Spanish
they're all
chick
high
behind the
school
hot?
Greenwich high school girls. So
No,
I guess
she's
they
not
are.
no, shut the fuck up. She's not a high school girl.
Right there.
Yeah, dude, that
Is
place
that
is
the same
impossible
people?
to park at. That
No,
place is
I don't think
impossible.
so. I don't even know. But this place is the best place ever.
It's slamming.
This
I
is
wouldn't
like-
say best.
Better than
They're hot-
Cardillos?
they're-
Not
yeah.
best.
Yeah?
Yeah. Their hot food in there is.
Is it
fucking crazy.
is it particularly
all right.
expensive?
It's all right.
I mean,
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
actually.
because it's
I
Greenwich.
mean, everything's expensive in Greenwich.
Yeah.
And the other place, if you
It's
want
good,
a
dude.
lot of food, is what is it? Fireside.
The deli in
Yeah,
Portchester?
the deli in Portchester,
Yeah,
where they
yeah,
give you a
Fireside
sandwich that's
Deli.
like this big and like it's crazy.
Or it's rye,
You ever
I
been
guess,
there?
technically.
Fucking.
We gotta bring you there.
It's right off exit 2 when you go to the gas station to get beer at night.
It's fucking good. And Rinaldi's is probably the best place I used to eat there every day.
Pignons
Pignons.
back in
Hey.
the woods in fucking Reading.
Oh.
That place is incredible and it's cheap as fuck.
Never.
Right across from Joe Barlow High School. There's a place called
I don't know how to
Pino's
spell
Market.
that.
I know
dude.
Joe
Those are the
Barlow, I've heard
best.
that.
The best
How do you
muffin I
spell
ever
that?
had was at a random spot in New Haven, and it was
Best
also
muffin?
best muffin. It was like a sandwich spot, and it was one of those like muffin where the whole top gets like squared.
Yeah.
Because they just kind of like spread
Yeah.
the batter on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And dude, that was one of those like months I was eating healthy until I saw that blueberry muffin on the counter.
Last Drop Coffee Shop got a fucking slamming corn muffin that they do that style, and
love
it
a
just
corn muffin.
it's so
Corn
fucking
muffins are
good.
underrated.
Oh, they're so
Dude,
underrated.
corn
People
They're so
don't.
good.
I think like the
so
youth
good.
nowadays are like
Here's-
kind of drifting away from corn
Corn
muffins
muffins,
because they're
yeah.
kind of
Thing-
bland. But if you
wait.
put butter on it, it's like the best.
Wait,
Corn
You don't
bread
even
or
need
corn
it if it's
muffin?
hot.
I
If
want to
it's a
say
hot-
something on account of the corn muffin. Here's what makes the corn muffin so good. There's not a lot going on.
That's what's good about it.
So there's a huge disparity between a good and bad corn muffin. And when someone nails the corn muffin, where it's got like a little bit of like an earthy tone to
Oh,
it,
it's so good.
And it's
you know what I mean?
moist.
Because like a
it.
like a
Doesn't
chocolate
break.
cake, it's like you got chocolate chips in there, you got a chocolate frosting. It's like so if like
It's
your
too
actual
much.
if like your cake part's not good, you got so much
make
else
up
going
for
on
it.
to make
Oh,
up for
yeah,
it.
it's like pizza.
I'm saying
almost.
if you're working
They're
on a
saying,
corn
like,
muffin and you're not toasting it and putting on strawberry jelly, which is the best way to eat a corn muffin.
never did that
But I'm
in
just
my
saying
life.
if you're
Butter
if you're
So good.
if you're
Always been
not
butter.
doing
Butter's
that,
good too, but jelly is fucking.
you
oh
can do
my
butter and jelly.
Yeah,
because
Never
it
put
comes,
jelly on a
it
corn
comes
muffin before.
I
toasted,
would.
and then you open it up, and then you rub some jelly on it. You have it with like a hot
Yeah,
cup
but
of
then you
coffee.
gotta close it back up for a minute.
But that's crazy.
Let everything
It's not
melt
a
up.
Yeah, you close it
sandwich.
back up and it seeps into the side, so it's not just on the top. You put it back in the wrap and you close it for a fucking minute.
I mean, I love a corn muffin.
I specialize in
Flip
one
that bitch
muffin that I
around.
make. You want to know what that muffin is?
Muffin tops when you put your pants on.
There was a spot in the east. There was a spot in the east in the East Village. If you could Google it, please, good sir. It was called like B&H.
B&E's.
Just do B&H like health foods.
What is this,
Is it one of
2012?
these?
But I used to go there when I was doing open mic back in the day. There was a stretch where I went there. Yeah. I went there every single
This
day.
B&H Dairy doesn't
Yeah.
sound like I'd ever see Bernstein in there.
They don't even have a website. It's a bodega.
Well, I don't think it still exists. I don't know because there was actually a
Says it.
gas fire at that building.
Oh, and then it
Oh,
put
because you
salt.
farted outside and they were like, "There's a gas leak."
No, this place
You wanna
was
book your table.
this place was authentically
way.
New York. It was actually in the SNL introduction for a stretch when they
shit.
like they show random places, and it was like as thin as like the bathroom was there, the entrance was here, rail. Like you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
sitting at a dive bar, but
yeah,
for
look, it's
diner
like-
food.
It's like
And
fucking,
there you go. I used to eat corn muffins there, toasted on that griddle top with a black cup of coffee,
Look, there's you.
nearly
That's me.
every day.
That's Christian Brooklyn right there.
Have you ever been to
That place was so good.
Have you ever
I
been to
love a
Ted's
place that looks like
Burgers in like Meriden? They're the first steam burger in America.
Oh, I
They-
did have that place.
they do them over a
where they
subway
do the
line?
It's that
vertical
shit right
thing.
there. It's the same exact way.
They do the vertical
yeah,
thing.
where they're all stacked up and then they come out and they're all
they
steamed.
put it and they're like,
Does this
"We'll
place still
fucking kill
exist?
you if you put
That's,
ketchup
it says
on."
it's closes soon. It says it's closing in a little bit.
Oh.
I'll call
Oh my
them. You want me
god,
to call
their
them?
tuna melt. Also, the problem is like that's your day. You got to call it a day after eating that thing because they actually have unbelievable challah bread. Like you can get like I'm talking like that's like their specialty is they have this just
Good
brick
challah?
challah bread.
Is it good?
You can get French toast, but like any of their sandwiches on their challah bread, dude,
Top notch.
let's go there one time.
Is that like the same as challah bread?
Challah
That
bread.
is
No,
what
I'm
it
just
is.
kidding. Yeah, I
No,
know.
for real. Let's. All right, we got some dinner dates. We got firstly, your dad's gonna cook us up some grub.
Yeah, he would like to.
And
Kiss us on our foreheads.
and then one of these
Before you go to
days
bed, yeah.
we gotta stop in at B&H Dairy. It's fun. That's like a fun little spot. I used to eat there literally every day.
There's borscht, blintzes,
Can I
and
also-
matzo ball
here was-
soup,
here-
dude. It's
yeah.
a Jewish
Can
now.
I tell you what else I used to go to? If you can Google Mars Bar East Village, this used to be my favorite bar in the city.
Oh, I know this place. I've seen this joint. It's the grimy spot with all
There
the
you
shit
go.
on the
Oh,
walls.
there's
There you
old rickshaw Timberland.
I used to get glasses of
Joey
whiskey there.
Diaz's uncle.
That's
Six-
Hank Penza, R.I.P.
$6.
Owner. The owner died.
I used to. I mean, the amount of money I spent doing comedy when I was just doing open mic, and that was fun. But I'd go
Oh,
in.
it closed. Yeah, remembering
no,
the
that place-
fabulously scuzzy Mars bar.
That place is long gone, but I used to drink whiskeys there every single night, and I'd eat corn muffins. That was back when you were a young man.
Corn muffins.
And just, it didn't matter. You know what I mean?
Hell
Like your
yeah.
health was good. You didn't have to care.
the straight glory holes in here.
I love how like people reminisce in comedy of like getting laid, doing blow, being on the road. I'm just like corn muffins and whiskey,
fucking
alone,
bar.
like not even with other people, just me alone.
That is a dirty bar.
Oh, it's great.
Hell
All
yeah,
right,
that's awesome.
you guys can keep going all night.
Let's plug it
Yeah, I
out
think
here.
we'll plug out.
Let's plug it out here.
Let's plug out.
Yep.
All right, you can find me at Mike Nice CT on all platforms. Sure, you know the Shed Network is on and popping. We got new improvements in the Shed, and we got all podcasts dropping weekly. ShedCast, Village in the Shed, Sports, and new music all the time and videos dropping. Thank you.
Run Your Mouth podcast, part of the Problem podcast, on the road, doing tour dates every single Wednesday night. That's the big show that I'm really trying to grow. Every Wednesday night in the West Village at the Cafe Bohemia, legendary jazz club. Really fun vibe. I think I'll be hosting that show because I have fun doing that. Putting up my friends, trying to build a scene. You get tickets. Use promo code FIRE. You get $5 tickets. You can hang out for the live jazz afterwards. Bring a date. It's a fun bar, good food upstairs, good vibes all around. Come hang out for that.
And you can find me, ShedTech8, on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find me every Wednesday and Saturday on the Sports Schmorts podcast, the best sports podcast in history, craziest podcast ever with Big Tone, Big Renzo, Big Zo, and Mike Nice. And you can catch me sometimes on the anime podcast. It's pretty dope. And also, I might possibly have a new podcast coming. I've been thinking about it. And I got a few ideas about it that will drop soon. And on top of that,
Dude, you look like John Lennon, but like with a fucking bigger,
a bigger dick, dude. Sick, dude. He's known for his 13-inch penis, dude.
I was gonna say cheeks.
Oh, okay, not bad. Which one's the top or bottoms?
The tops.
I got comedy coming soon.
Oh boy, don't say it. If
I do. I do, dude. I do. I've been working on it. I've been working on it, dude.
We got that. We got a dope picture
of him doing dudes.
Me doing dudes,
Yeah,
dude.
doing dudes.
At the stand, dude. And fucking, I'm like 7 feet tall somehow, and Luis Gomez is like 3 feet tall.
That's
I don't know. It's the camera
And he's
work.
got his-
It's like AI or something.
He's here. By the way,
You heard that?
Nice.
all right.
Nice. All right, yeah. So comedy coming soon. Maybe a new podcast that I got an idea about. I have to run it. I haven't brought it by anybody yet.
Wow.
So this
Think
is
we're plugging it.
crazy.
Breaking news.
So this is crazy. No, because it's gonna be a real thing.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's it, baby. Thank you for having me. Thanks for watching the podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can follow me, Sid_Floyd, on everything. Make sure you go follow the ShedCast on TikTok because we're on there now. And surprisingly, we started 3 days ago, and I don't think the word is trending, but our hashtag has actually got like fucking couple thousand views on TikTok. So people are searching the ShedCast, and Village Hitting the Shed on TikTok is really popping off. We have like full fucking debates going on in our videos. It's pretty fucking awesome. People are starting to look to us to the premium fucking news and information in anime. So make sure you go do the same thing. Go check out Village Hitting the Shed. We got tech on there all the time. It's fucking amazing.
I hope so bad
That's good.
that you guys blow up from anime.
Oh my God, I
and
hope.
I just eat all the crow.
I
I
hope
actually
so.
hope that like I show up to events and like people are actually like just giving me like heckling my comedy sets.
No, we're gonna have you
with
shame
fucking
walk.
anime information.
We're gonna be like, this guy said.
That's been Sid's
this
plan
guy
the whole time.
This guy
The whole
said we
time.
never make it, and they're
Hey,
like, shame,
Hey,
shame.
God bless, because I couldn't have more hated it, and I will continue to hate. So
We're gonna get
just God bless.
a anime girl to blow your brains out, dude, and you're gonna.
No, I
love
hope it gets to the point you guys get so famous with that you don't even take my calls.
That's the goal.
Nah, we would never. We would never.
But nah, go make sure you definitely go follow that podcast. We got a whole bunch of new music on the way. I got some. Me and Mikey got some great tunes that we just got sent from our boy KC, and definitely going to be seeing those coming
great
out too.
mixes,
Me and
dude.
Doomer got
He
some
just
big
won
shit
the
on the
Super
way.
Bowl too.
Exactly.
Shout out.
Yeah. So go check all that shit out. Go follow us on every social and listen to the podcast.
Oh yeah,
Check out our
website coming
clips.
soon too. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
And Shed-
difficulties going on right
Shed Network Patreon.
now. That's gonna be
posted.
crazy.
Yeah. So
I got
adios amigos.
extremities
That's right.
you can see.
And I bid you guys to keep rolling up.
Rolling up.
Sayonara later, bitches.
Peace.
Dude, I should start saying that every podcast.
What? I bid you adieu.
What do you want? Break it up.
Where's Mikey?
He's asleep.
He's 17. for a
He
dime.
doesn't want to.
Dude, hook me up. I don't want to make a fucking scene.
Well, you already fucking made a bigger scene.
70 for a dime is a fucking deal. I'll be back at 4 to pick it up.
He doesn't want to.
Dude, fucking tell him.
I already fucking told him.
Well, tell him again.
He fucking said no.
Well, make him say yes.
How the fuck am I tell him?